Osama bin Laden's successor as the head of Al-Qaeda, Ayman al-Zawahiri, announced in an almost hour-long video that the terror organization was going to open a new branch in India. India's Muslims are a minority, just over 13% of the population, versus more than 80% of the population that is Hindu. And thus far, the cause of jihad amongst that Muslim minority in India hasn't taken off at all. Certainly not as it has across the border in Pakistan. At a time when terror is atop the headlines, I wanted to get Mr. Modi's thoughts on Al-Qaeda's plans for his country. Ayman Zawahiri, the head of Al-Qaeda, has issued a video and an appeal trying to create an Al-Qaeda really in India. In South Asia, he says, but the message was really directed towards India, and he says that he wants to free Muslims from the oppression they face in Gujarat, in Kashmir. Do you worry that something like this could succeed?
My understanding is that they are doing injustice towards the Muslims of our country. If anyone thinks Indian Muslims will dance to their tune, they are delusional. Indian Muslims will live for India, they will die for India. They will not want anything bad for India.
Why do you think it is that there is this remarkable phenomenon that you have 170 million Muslims and they seem to be almost know of very few members of Al-Qaeda, even though Al-Qaeda is in Afghanistan and of course there are many in Pakistan? What is it that has made this community not as susceptible?
Firstly, I am not the authority for doing a psychological and religious analysis on this. But the question is whether or not humanity should be defended in the world, whether or not believers in humanity should unite. This is a crisis against humanity, not a crisis against one country or one race. So we have to frame this as a fight between humanity and inhumanity. Nothing else.
A year or two from now, what would you like people to say? That these are the things Narendra Modi has managed to accomplish in terms of actions in office?
See, the biggest thing is that the people of the country have faith. That trust should never break. If I can win the confidence of the people of India, not from my speeches, but by actions, then the power of 1.25 billion Indians will come together to take the country forward.
One final question. How do you relax? What do you enjoy doing when you're not working?
Look, I'm not the not working type. I derive pleasure from my work. Work gives me relaxation too. Every moment I'm thinking of something new, making a new plan, new ways to work. In the same way that a scientist draws pleasure from long hours in the laboratory, I draw pleasure in governance, in doing new things and bringing people together. That pleasure is sufficient for me.
Do you meditate? Do you do yoga?
I'm fortunate that I was introduced to the world of yoga. That has been very useful to me. I always advise everyone to make this a part of their lives.
You gave a long speech about the benefits of yoga. Explain what you see them as.
See, sometimes we notice our mind works on one thing, the body on another, and time brings us in conflict. Yoga synchronizes the heart, the mind, and the body. That is yoga.